Where shall we go today? Where shall we go? Where do you want to go today? Let's visit
Lazonby and Kirkoswald Twistle. Lazonby was named after the famous actor George Lazenby, who was in a Star Wars movie once. He only did once. And in tribute to him, they've erected this statue of three bears. Lazonby has a lot of Victorian architecture, including this fabulous railway bridge built in 1862 by, I think, 4 people. And that'd be on a Wednesday afternoon. Lazonby is famous for its train station. The train station featured in many films, including the very famous film, which was the one where the girls waved at the trains, steam trains. That one. It's also got a fabulous railway station with 2 platforms, this platform and that platform, and trains pass through here very, very regularly indeed. As we can see, actually, this is the 1647 to somewhere other than here. This is actually stopping. I was not expecting it to stop. That's embarrassing. So there we go. That's an actual real train really stopping at a railway station. And I've got no clothes on. There you go. Yeah, you couldn't ride it, could you? I genuinely thought that was not going to stop then. But anyway, yes, Lazonby. Fabulous, fabulous little village. The village centre is covered with ample parking for the local shop, and also you can stay here at the newly refurbished Midland Hotel. They've spent recently £16.50 on refurbishing all the bedrooms. All signs lead out of this village, which is a shame because Lazonby is a very, very pretty place. What with its churchyard on the hill, its beautiful roads going up and down hills, and houses in dips on hills. Lazonby is a fantastic place. So if you want to come somewhere that's a bit hilly but not too hilly, you can do a lot worse than Lazonby. To be fair, you can do a lot better, but you can do a lot worse. Like every village, Lazonby has a church. This is St Nicholas Church. Again, Victorian built. This one took about 5 days to build, to be fair, because of the structure of the tower. But beautiful, but perched on a hillside, which means that if you die in Lazonby, you've got to be very good at hanging on, and hanging on, and hanging on, because these coffins and these burials are actually on the side of a hill. Although very few people visit Lazonby, which is a shame because it's a beautiful village, some famous artists have been here and been inspired by the absolute ambience and the beauty of the place, including, of course, Banksy. If you run out of petrol whilst in Lazonby, don't worry. There's a fully upgraded petrol station, service station here for all your petrolling needs. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Although sadly it's not open at the moment. If you don't have a car to put petrol in, don't worry. There's a car showroom as well. Everything here at Lazonby that you could possibly need. As in all beautiful villages, there is a lake or a river. In this case, it's the river. And the river is crossed by this medieval bridge, which, although it's called medieval, isn't really evil, although you can only drive one vehicle over at a time in one direction. And there are traffic lights either side, so it is slightly evil. This river, known as the river near Lazonby, connects Lazonby to its twin town, Kirkoswald, which is older and is completely medieval. The architecture in Kirkoswald is very, very old indeed. In fact, you can even see where in the oldie days they did extensions on buildings with the different brickwork. Like there, you see, very good. But they've also got those fabulous arches and medieval garage for all the cars to park in. Even got medieval doors as well on walls, which are very long walls, very, very long walls indeed. And a house on the hill as well. Kirkoswald is named after Captain Kirk off of the Starship Enterprise, but they thought his actor's name was Oswald, so they put the two together. But they have a tribute to him with these foam heads, which are the defeated baddies that Captain Kirk defeated in Star Trek off of the telly. Kirkoswald's tower on the hill is exactly that. This door was built in 1622. Wasn't built very well though, because it's full of bricks. Not to be outdone, Kirkoswald also has a petrol station. All mod cons and everything. Sadly not open today. And oddly called Laces, which is ironic, because I don't think they sell laces here. If you want to go somewhere with medieval architecture and medieval doors like this one, then you could do a lot worse than Kirkoswald Twistle or or wherever we are. But you can do a lot better, but you can do a lot worse. Although being in spitting distance from Lazonby, Kirkoswald has a smaller river because they couldn't really afford to buy a big river. They ran out of money. Like every village on the planet, Kirkoswald also has a square, which is cobbled. Again, used from Coronation Streets, surrounded by houses and 2 pubs. There are more pubs here than there are people. Kirkoswald also has a bank which shut down in 1922, only 2 years after it opened. It's also got the big posh house that every village has, which hides behind trees so you can't see it. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, it's all very well, these medieval villages and these old villages, they're all very pretty and very lovely. But, you know, my family like modern things like fish and chips. Well, don't worry, they've got that covered as well. Because every Wednesday between 5 and 7, the fish and chip van comes and parks in this lay-by. So, as long as you're here on a Wednesday, you can have your fish and chips as well. And while you're here, you can do your recycling, because it's a recycling centre as well.
Where shall we go today? Where shall we go? Where do you want to go today? Let's visit!